It's Oracle doing your reading today. Let's see what messages you need to know at this time that is for your highest and greatest good. I'm filming this on June 5th, so this reading can resonate with you whenever you come across it. So please take the messages as they resonate and leave the messages that don't behind. So what does the collective need to know at this time, Spirit? Okay. I have the shadow. The other side coexists, reverse side. We have loss of control, reckless derailment, and speeding. Law, lawyer, judge, police. Roll the dice. Take a chance, risk, and leap of faith. And then at the bottom of the deck we have intuition, sixth sense, intuition, subconscious. Okay. This reading could be either a warning, foreshadowing, or something. But when I saw these two cards together, I feel like you have to be careful. If you're driving, please be careful. You know, because with the law card coming out too, some of you may, if you're reckless, you're not taking precautions, you're not following the speed limit, you're not paying attention, you're distracted in any way because, you know, Lady Justice has the blindfold on. So just make sure that you're paying attention to where you're going, especially if you're in a vehicle. Make sure that, I'm gonna make sure my lip gloss isn't doing anything weird. Okay. Make sure that you're following the speed limit, that you're not driving recklessly, that you're paying attention, you know, following traffic signals and lights and all that jazz. You know, just be careful because some of you may, or someone around you may get caught up in an accident of some sort that may lead to the law enforcement being involved. If that isn't the case, some of you may have lost somebody who may have died or passed because of a car accident. Somebody was taking a chance. They were being risky, and if you are a driver, please be careful. Don't take any risks. Don't take unnecessary risks, especially when your life, your passengers' lives, or the people on the road and pedestrians' lives can be at stake. So please be careful. Don't take any unnecessary risks. If you know anybody that you have that fear, I would say let them know, like pass this message along to them. Like you don't even have to share the video, you just tell them be careful, because I saw something reading and it said something about be careful, don't be driving recklessly, don't do anything where you lose control. And I'm taking this literally just because I saw the other side with the shadow card. For me, I was thinking that somebody is going to be on one side, but then if there's some sort of accident, like somebody driving off a cliff, then someone's going to pass. Someone may pass, you know. But if you know somebody who tends to be reckless in certain things, kind of remind them, or like encourage them to be careful because something may happen. Someone's life can be lost, and then law enforcement will get involved, and it's not going to be worth the risk. Especially if if the person is someone, oh wow, okay, I just saw you. Someone's going to be tormented by, or someone is tormented, or somebody is going to be tormented by any of their reckless behavior because of possibly causing someone to lose their life and having to deal with the repercussions with law, possibly facing jail time. Most likely facing jail time. Okay, that's that message. That's that message. Let's see what else is out for the collective. Spirit, angels, guides. What messages does the collective need to have this time for the highest and greatest good? Run away. Get away, keep away, give up. Some of you may be wanting to escape something, escape a situation, escape your reality. Greed, laziness, obsession, cruelty, and stupidity. Some of you maybe feel like you're dealing with people who are just like intellectually challenged, and and that just stood out to me because of the stupidity. But I can understand that. I posted something about when people are not the smartest. But it says, run away, greed, look for, and investigation, explore, search, and miss you. Miss, wait, and eager. I think some of you probably ran away from someone who was just very selfish, self-centered, self-absorbed, who may have even been cruel to you. You may have fled the situation because your safety was at jeopardy. I would say this, be very careful. I don't know, for some reason, this is like the warning reading. So this person may be looking for you. This person may be looking for you. It says miss you. So I feel like this person's, if you've run away or you've gotten away from somebody who was just greedy, and they're there, and you probably left without a trace. You probably changed your phone number. You probably moved apartments, moved houses, moved cities or states or countries. But I feel like some of you, either this is something you're considering running away from somebody like that, and you're just currently like in that exploration process where you're trying to plan everything out. If that's the case, if you are not happy in the situation, it's not fulfilling you in any way, your safety is at jeopardy, continue to do so. Don't think about the feelings that you may experience, like what if they change, or I'll miss them, and you're wanting to run away for a reason. So if you are not happy, then go along with your plan. Find out the information you need, get the resources together, reach out to people who support you and will keep things confidential for you. Okay, so but if you already escaped some sort of situation where you possibly were dealing with someone who just didn't have your best interest at heart, this person may be searching for you. Yeah, but see, letting go, surrender, open, get away. Oh, sorry. Give up, release. You are walking away. You let go. This person, they may feel some sort of attachment towards you. And they may come back to you because They miss you. They're probably going to say they missed whatever it is that they benefited off of you. Now, it could be anything. I think, yeah, when I saw this, work in silence, letting go and work in silence. So some of you, if you're currently in this process, keep it as hush hush as possible. When it comes to this, like, treat this as like it's confidential. Like, confidential is top secret. Only those. It's on a who needs to know basis, you know, if that's the case for you. You know, you have to be loyal to yourself, loyal to protecting yourself and your overall holistic well-being, your mental health, your emotional health, your physical health, your financial health, your environmental health. All of that plays a part. So if that's the case, I feel like keep going with your plan if that's the case. And I wish you, sending you lots of protection, love, angels. Can I say a prayer? Because I don't know personally, but I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. Unfortunately, but praying for your safety and that you're able to make the moves that you need to. Some of you may be worried about your finances. I would just say that once you move away from a situation that is no longer, you know, conducive to your overall holistic well-being, everything is going to work itself out. The loss of control card is in the bottom of the deck, and I feel like some of you may feel like you have lost control. Maybe you are super codependent on this person, where they provided you the finances. They took care of everything, but it was in a way so that they can control you. Keep you to themselves. You may feel like you've been isolated from your family, your friends. You may be feeling like so lonely and missing. You could possibly be missing your family and friends, and you feel alone, and you possibly feel trapped because you feel like you have lost control of your own life. And the longing with miss you, it could be because you are missing the connection that you've had, like, you know, having friends and family, because you possibly are somewhere like far away from your family, with the mystery card and the train station there. So some of you may be at a distance from your family, and you may feel like you're out of control, and doesn't have to necessarily be like greed. You could be working for a greedy person, and you just like looking for a new job. You're looking for like a new opportunity for yourself where you can move forward. You can run away from unhealthy work dynamics and toxic work environments. And you want to work somewhere where it's healthier for you, and you're searching for things that are going to be of like a source of financial security, but also will possibly bring you closer to home. Some of you may feel like whatever plans that you had if it's a relationship situation or a work situation where you may have moved away from family, you may feel like, I don't want to say you feel like, because I don't know how you feel, but you may feel like your life is in a disarray, that you have no control. You feel like all your plans or your dreams have been derailed, even, you know, whatever like goals you set for yourself, and they were all going, like you had everything on track, but then it's like everything just fell apart. Now you may be feeling isolated, and I'm wanting to find your happiness again. This is very specific. Let me see. You may be working with people who are, you may think are like I said, intellectually challenged, who may be cruel and selfish and lazy, are more concerned with getting money and not really it's like, to me, I'm getting like toxic work environment now. But this right now, you're being called for patience. You need to be patient with yourself, patient with the situation, you know. Things may be feeling out of control for you, but you know, as long as you're, you know, doing your research, getting your ducks in order, trying to get your finances back on track, because it could even be a financial issue that caused you to feel like a loss of control. For some reason, what popped in my mind is like you're trying to keep up appearances too. So some of you may have been just working and trying to look good, try to like match whatever was going on in this type of environment. But then you ended up having some financial issues, like your finances got out of control in some way, and now you're trying to get that in order. Maybe you're looking for resources or things to do to help get your finances, your financial security back on track. But it's going to require you to be patient with yourself. Also, it says reflect on your progress and make adjustments, you know. So just continue to to think about what you can do moving forward to reach a place where you feel like you can finally get yourself out of this isolation and get things back in control. You know, get your life back in control. Get control of your life. Get in control of your finances. Get in control of any toxic habits within yourself, because you can't control a toxic environment, but you can control how you engage in a toxic environment. So maybe, you know, not allow the intellectually challenged people get a rise out of you, possibly, because this could also indicate that you're going out of control, like with your anger, with your frustration in some way. Let's get another card for advice. Okay. Mystery. The path ahead may feel unclear, but your intuition is lighting the way. Trust the unknown and allow it to guide you. Hidden truths will reveal themselves in time. Stay present and connected to your inner wisdom. With this patience, with this waiting, but I'm going to say this productive waiting that you're doing, because you don't sit around and wait for things to happen. You got to get off your butt and get things started for it to happen, you know. So you may not know what's going to happen, but just know that whatever you have in your mind, whatever plan you created, and say you lost track, you got off track, you know, you're going to get back on track. And just as long as you stay flexible with yourself, as flexible as you can be with the environment, where so it's for your own benefit, not for their benefit, but for your own protection, your own overall health, safety, you know, mental health. You know, be patient and continue to work towards what it is that you want, because though the path may be unclear, as you keep going forward, eventually you'll be able to see the horizon. You know, you're gonna have to take leadership over your own life. Know that you are in control. It's just maybe, like I said, you got off track. Anything else, Spirit? Anything else, Spirit? I took 2 cards out. Transformation. I think as you continue to remain patient with yourself in the process, and without the certainty of knowing what exactly is on the other side of this, other than what you can envision, you know, because sometimes what we envision can end up not happening, but something better could come in its place, you know, by saying transformation and awakening. So through this process, you may encounter like a change within yourself. Maybe your confidence is going to go up. Maybe your patience level will go up. Your tolerance will go up. Certain things will be shaken out of your life that aren't conducive to your health, or I keep saying health, so it might have to do with your health too. Maybe you feel out of control with your health. Maybe you're someone who has a vice and you're trying to run away from that, but you know, you can't run away from those things. You have to face them. You have to be patient with yourself as you know, try to get control of yourself. If it's with alcohol, drugs, I can even say eating, sex, you know, it could be anything that you feel like it seems to be taking over your life. It could even be being in a toxic relationship, you know. But with this here, it's like you're gonna, as you go through this process and you see things unfold, things are going to be shaken. You're going to be shaking in the core, your core. Things, you're going to have sudden realizations, and those realizations are going to be what causes you to transform in a way, you know, move away, run away from the person you were, but in a healthy way, because you're doing the work. But then you're going towards who you're meant to be. You know, maybe part of you has felt like you lost yourself, and you're saying, I miss me. I miss who I was before all this. Now I need to find me. And that could be what the awakening is too. That you find yourself, you rediscover yourself. And remember though, where you left yourself before, it's not going to be the same person you were. You know, if you've gone through a lot of trials and tribulations, obstacles and challenges, you know, you've overcome hurdles, and you know, you're not going to be the same person you were. You're going to be different. You're going to be more mature. You're going to be more experienced. You're going to be more wise. You're going to be more discerning, you know, through this process. You know, at the end, the transformation is all of that. You know, yes, you may find yourself again, but you're not going to be the same person you were in the past. You're going to be somebody completely different, somebody new and improved, you know, but you just have to have faith in yourself. You know, I know I have so many messages, so please take them as they resonate. Not all the messages are going to resonate, but overall, it's about you facing your fears, you know, doing what you have to do to get your life back on track, making the necessary adjustments, having patience with yourself, being comfortable with not knowing what lies ahead, but knowing the path you're wanting or envisioning for yourself, even though it may not be what may ultimately be where you end up. You know, you may end up somewhere totally better. You may be far away from the person you were and be someone who is new and improved, or someone, like I said, who is more wise, who is more discerning, who is more patient, who is more caring, who has more faith, you know? Because in order for you to be in this moon energy and go through it, not knowing what the end result is going to be, you have to have faith. And that's the most important thing throughout this entire message. Have faith in yourself, you know? Okay, so I'm going to leave the reading there. A bit longer, and I don't know. This reading is for somebody, you know? So if it resonates with you in any way, some way, or somehow, please like, share, and subscribe to Artemis Oracle. My name is Tan. I'm your reader, and I'm wishing you a great day or evening ahead. Bye.